First plaque. Locomotive. N1. Type of vehicle. Steam tank locomotive. Gauge. 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge track. Company of origin. Companhia Nacional. CN. TUA. Builder. Maschinenfabrik Emil Kessler, Esslingen, Germany. Year of construction 1886. Serial number CN2. Number of units 6 units. CN1 to CN6. From 1934 to 1947, CN11 to CN16. From 1947 to 1974, CPE 81 to CPE 86. After 1974, UIC 3069081 to UIC 3069086. Other designations, respectively, Trás-os-Montes, Bragança, Mirandela, Vila Flor, Carrazeda, Foz Tua. Tractive effort 3,675 kilograms. Tar 28,000 kilograms. Supply capacity 3,400 liters of water, 800 kilograms of coal. This locomotive was acquired in 1887 by the Companhia Nacional for the inauguration of the first section of the Tua line between Tua and Mirandela. From 1906, it began to circulate until Bragança, receiving the name Bragança. The other units of the series received names of the region of Trás-os-Montes, which distinguished them from the names of Dão of equal numbering. They were used in any service of the line, as in maneuvers with passengers, goods, and mixed. After 1947, with the integration of the Companhia dos Caminhos de Ferros Portugueses, CP, and despite the arrival of the rail cars to the Tua line, this machine always remained in the line of origin until the withdrawal of service in the mid-1970s. This locomotive underwent changes derived from the common practice of exchanging parts between machines. This one will be the CN2, although it bears the numbering of the CN and the CP image. In 1981, the CN1 was dismantled and some components were used in this vehicle, later registered as CPE 81, probably to coincide with the numbering N1, wrongly attributed. Second plaque. Locomotive. CPE 114. Type of vehicle, steam tank locomotive. Gauge, 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin, Companhia Nacional, CN, TUA. Builder, Maschinenfabrik Emil Kessler, Esslingen, Germany. Year of construction, 1908. Serial number, CPE 114. Number of units, 4 units. CPE 111 to CPE 114. Company of origin, until 1920, CN7 to CN10. From 1920 to 1947, CN21 to CN24. After 1974, UIC 3089111 to UIC 3089114. Other designations, Vilalva, Macedo, and Sabor. Tractive effort 4,042 kilograms. Tar 32,000 kilograms. Supply capacity 3,900 liters of water, 1,000 kilograms of coal. The locomotive was acquired in 1907 by the Companhia Nacional to reinforce the existing set after the extension of the Tua line to Bragança. It integrated a series of 4 units, numbered from CN7 to CN10, which arrived in batches of 2 units on different dates, in 1904 and 1907. Similar to each other, the latest machines in the series are slightly larger and heavier, but with equal tractive effort. In addition to the numbering, they were given names associated with the history and geography of the territory where they were to operate in. This locomotive remained in the Tua until the lease of the Corgo and Sabor lines to the Companhia dos Caminhos de Ferro Portugueses, CP, when they were renumbered again, and this one is transferred to the Sabor line, receiving the name of Sabor. Under the management of CP, it was used in the Porto region at any service of the line, whether in maneuvers, with passengers, goods, or mixed. In 1970, it returned to the Tua line, its line of origin, where it remained until withdrawal from service. It is considered to be the last steam locomotive in service on this line. Third plaque. Diplery, narrow gauge railway, 20th century. FMNF BRA 000-249. Equipment intended for the transport of materials, whether they are railway sleepers, rails, or bulk materials. It allowed the easy movement of heavy parts from one point to another, from machine tool to machine tool, or from one part of the workshop to another. It is composed of two thick beams, arranged parallel and resting on axles, which moved on rails. They used to replace the small vans. Fourth plaque. Flat wagon with vertical boiler, 20th century. FMNF BRA 000-197. Gauge 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Boiler pressure 5 kilograms per squared centimeter. Vertical cylindrical boiler for the production of steam. By producing steam under pressure, it generates potential energy allowing to start a machine. This type of boiler was used mainly in workshops, small industries, and steam pumps due to its rapid vaporization. Equipped with a small heating surface, 5 kilograms per squared centimeter, it was intended for use requiring low engine power. Placed on a narrow gauge railway flat wagon, the boiler moved on rails. The workshop unit where it operated is not known, but it is believed that it could be Mirandela, Viseu, or Bragança. Fifth plaque. Van. CN DFV 258. Type of vehicle, van. Gauge, 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin, Compagnie Nationale, CN. Builder, Compagnie Internationale de Construction, Braine-le-Comte, Belgium. Year of construction, 1890. Serial number, CN DFV 258. Number of units, 4 units. Company of origin until 1947, CN DFV 257 to 260. After 1947, CP DEFV 557 to DEFV 560. After 1974, UIC 9,329, 105 to 9,329, 107. Brake system, manual and vacuum. TAR, 6.4 tons. Load capacity, 2 tons. Coating, sheet metal coated wood, originally in wood. The van was purchased for baggage and mail transportation by the Compagnie Nationale for the Down Line, where it circulated until 1947. After the integration of the Caminhos de Ferro Portugueses (CP) into the Compagnie Nationale (CN) in 1947, and the consequent passage of the CN material to this company, the vehicles were readjusted and renumbered. This one received the number DEFV 558. Later, it was used in the Val do Voga network, where it remained until 1981. Then, it was transferred to Pocinho, where it circulated to Duas Igrejas. The van did not undergo any alteration while it was in the service of the CN, remaining coated with wood and with a side hole in the roof. Afterwards, it underwent modifications and the side hole was withdrawn. In the 1960s, the vehicles were once again modified in the workshops of Cernada do Voga. Subsequently, the van was then coated with sheet metal. The current vehicle image corresponds to the CP numbering of 1947. Sixth plaque. 4-wheeled motorized trolley. Vehicle type, inspection vehicle. Gauge, 1000 millimeters, narrow gauge. Builder, Dreisenenboy Freund, Hamburg, Germany. Year of construction, 1930s. Brake system, manual. Vehicle adapted to travel on rails. This model was operated by one person, with 2 seats, namely for the driver and 1 passenger. They were used by district managers, track section chiefs, and metallic structure engineers for surveillance purposes. It is equipped with a toolbox. 7th plaque. Wagon. ECMO 539 8 034 8. Type of vehicle, flat wagon. Gauge, 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin, Compagnie Nationale CN, down. Builder, Société Anonyme La Métallurgique à Nivelles, Belgium. Year of construction, 1890. Serial number, UIC 539 8 034 8 ECMO. Number of units, 6 units, CN, 10 units, CP. Company of origin until 1947, LF 401 to LF 406. After 1947, CP, LEF 1277 to LEF 1286, LEF 1281 to LEF 1286, down batch. After 1973, UIC 539 8027 to 539 8036 ECMO. Load capacity 10 tons, original. Brake system, manual. Tar 3.6 tons. Coating, wood. The National Company, from 1887, acquired several vehicles for exclusive transportation of goods, distributing them between the TUA and down lines. In general, 2 short and narrow axes stand out as common characteristics. Numbered in separate series, the vehicle on display was purchased for the down line, integrating the series LF 401 to 406 in the CN. After 1947, the Companhia dos Caminhos de Ferro Portugueses, CP, managed a total of 35 flight wagons on the TUA, some of them a legacy from the time of the CN, others from other lines. The vehicles were gathered grouping the lots of CN, TUA, and Down series LEF 1277, 1286. The open seat in one of the extremities stands out, where the brakeman was seated completely exposed to weather conditions. The brakeman worked according to the signals transmitted by the drivers, through a strict code of signals, a common procedure in the wagons with manual brakes. 8th plaque. 4-wheeled paddle trolley. Vehicle type, inspection vehicle. Gauge, 1000 millimeters, narrow gauge. Builder, Dreisenenbau Freund, Hamburg, Germany. Brake system, manual. Vehicle adapted to travel on rails, distributed to the section supervisors and used for permanent way inspections. It is powered by a pedal system, driven by occupants of the rear seat and braked manually by one of the crew members. It is fitted with stirrups and footrests for front seat occupants, namely the inspection staff. 9th plaque. 1. American car. 20th century. FMNF ENT 001287. A variant of the traditional handcar, with 2 wheels adapted to the circulation on a line of rail and generally driven by a track worker. The decentered arms in relation to the axis of symmetry allow the driver to walk on the sleepers, used in maintenance works on section works and on sections of track to transport tools and material. 2. Sliding jack. 20th century. FMNF BRA 002402. FMNF BRA 002383. Apparatus used for lifting weights and traversing or regrading rolling stock to be repaired. Mechanical jack with manual ratchet device for lifting and lateral movement, also known as ratchet jack. 3. Ratchet monkey. 20th century. FMNF BRA 002384. Mechanical lifting device used in the lifting of weights on track or in official spaces. The movement is essential given by the maneuvering handle, also called crank monkey. 4. Beater. 19th, 20th century. FMNF ENT 001293. Permanent way and works equipment. Utensil similar to a plier used to move rails, also called rail lifter. Property of the railway public domain. 5. Track lifter. 19th, 20th century. FMNF ENT 000259. Permanent way and works equipment. Utensil similar to a plier used to move rails, also called rail lifter. Property of the railway public domain. 6. Sleeper tongs. 19th, 20th century. FMNF ENT 000260. Permanent way and works equipment. Utensil similar to a plier, used to remove and place sleepers. Property of the railway public domain. 7. Sleeping sounding tool. 19th, 20th century. FMNF ENT 000369. Permanent way and works utensil, equipped with a spherical counterbalanced solid metal, used for milling ballast or gravel and detect sleepers that aren't properly fixed. Procedure carried out on wooden sleepers, located by the characteristic sound produced by the strokes. Property of the railway public domain. 10th plaque. Wagon. 111 5046 3 GK. Type of vehicle. Covered wagon. Gauge. 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin. Compagnie Nationale, CN, Down. Builder, Société Anonyme La Métallurgique à Nivelles, Belgium. Year of construction, 1890, under research. Serial number, UIC 111 5046, 3 GK. Number of units, 11 units, CN downline, 12 units, CN 2 align. Company of origin, CN, down G8 to G18. After CN, down J908 to J918. After 1947, CP, down GE 1201 to GE 1225. After 1974, UIC 111 5036 to 111 5050 GK. Brake system, parking brake and vacuum passage tube. Tar 4.1 tons, original. Load capacity 10 tons, original. Coating, wood, waterproof canvas roof. Starting in 1887, the Compagnie Nationale (CN) acquired several vehicles for exclusive transportation of goods, distributing them between the TUA and down lines. In general, the company's initial batches were standardized with two very short axes. The covered wagon of conventional configuration was ventilated by external fans and had sliding doors on the side. It was used in the transport of perishable goods or livestock. The probable origin of this vehicle is the downline, from the batch initially numbered from J8 to J18. Later, it was renumbered J908 to J918 when CN separately identified the material for the two lines of the company to avoid duplication of numbers. After 1947, the progressive reduction of freight traffic in the Voga Down complex made it possible to group together all the original CN wagons on the Tua line, where freight traffic continued to grow. The Companhia dos Caminhos de Ferro Portugueses, CP, managed 50 covered wagons on the Tua line, some from the time of the Compagnie Nationale, others coming from other lines. 11th plaque. Third class coach. UIC 2929 004. Type of vehicle, third class coach. Gauge, 1000 millimeters, narrow gauge railway. Company of origin, Caminhos de Ferro de Porto, à Póvoa e Famalicão. PPF. Builder, SA, Les Ateliers Germain, Monceau-sur-Sambre, Belgium. Year construction, 1905. Serial number, UIC 2929 004. Number of units, 5 units. CP UIC 2929-001 to 2929-005. Company of origin until 1927, PPF BC 1 to BC 5. From 1927 to 1947, North CYFV 1 to CYFV 5. From 1947 to 1974, CPCEYF 101 to CEYF 105. Other designations: Medellão. Number of seats: 72 seats. Brake system: manual and vacuum. Tar: 15 tons. Coating: painted sheet metal lined wood. This bogie coach was acquired in 1905 by the Companhia do Caminho de Ferro do Porto a Póvoa e Famalicão, where it remained in regular use until 1978. Internally, it is divided into two halls, a central corridor, and the range 2x2 seats. From 1927, with the merger of the Companhia PPF and the Companhia de Guimarães, CFG, it extends the service to the Companhia do Norte, NP, starting to circulate to Guimarães and FAF in 1932. After being integrated into CP, 1947, they were renumbered from CEYF 101 to 105. Originally, it was of third class, and in 1963, it is reclassified as second class, without undergoing any modification. In 1974, it is slightly reformulated, receiving a painting in red and the numbering UIC 2929-004, Union Internationale de Chemin de Fer, International Union of Railways. In 1978, it was transferred to the dual line, ensuring the reserve and eventual reinforcements in times of greater affluence. It was officially withdrawn from service in 1980. After this date, it integrated the composition of certain special steam circulations. 12th plaque. First class coach. CNA13. Type of vehicle: first class coach. Gauge: 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin: Companhia Nacional CN 2. Builder: Société Anonyme La Métallurgique Nivelle, Belgium. Modification: Mirandela Workshops, Portugal. Year of construction: 1886. Modified in 1913-1914. Serial number: CNAV13. Number of units: 4 units. CNAV11 to AV13 and AV17. After 1947, CPAEV 211 to CPAEV 214. After 1974, UIC 1429-004 to UIC 1429-005. Number of seats: 28 seats. Origin: 4 compartments. 19 seats, present, 3 compartments and 1 bathroom. Brake system: vacuum. Tar: 6 tons. Coating: painted sheet metal lined wood. This 2-axle coach was acquired in 1887 by the Companhia Nacional to operate on the dual-line passenger service to Mirandela. In 1906, it started circulating to Bragança. Originally, it had 3 compartments, with 8 seats each, and a front compartment with 4 seats. Its interior was modified in the workshops of Mirandela, probably in 1913, and the seating capacity was reduced to accommodate a lateral corridor that connected the compartments and a bathroom, built in the front compartment. After 1956, the Allen rail cars arrived and started to provide passenger services on the Tua line, this being only for short mixed or passenger services. It always remained on the Tua line, where it stopped being used from the 1970s onwards. 13th plaque. Third class coach. CNCV 124. Type of vehicle: third class coach. Gauge: 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin: Companhia Nacional CN 2. Builder: Société Anonyme La Métallurgique Nivelle, Belgium, probably. Modification: Mirandela Workshops, Portugal. Year of construction: 1887. Modified after 1906. Serial number CN modified C130. Number of units 11 units. Small variations between units. CNC 122 to C127 and C129 to C133. After 1947, CPCEV 281 to CEV 291. After 1974, UIC 2429 024 to UIC 2429 032. Number of seats 40 seats. Brake system vacuum. Tar 6 tons. Coating painted sheet metal lined wood. This 2-axle coach was acquired by the Companhia Nacional dos Caminhos de Ferro in 1887 for the inauguration of the 2 line to Mirandela. Originally, it comprised 4 compartments. Around 1889-1890, another compartment was added to some of the original CN coaches. It is not known if this also happened to this coach. After 1906, it was deeply modified in the workshops of the CN in Mirandela for the current configuration, with an entrance via the extremes and central corridor. Throughout its active life, it served on the 2 line with all kinds of services for passenger or mixed trains. From 1956 onwards, the Allen rail cars arrived and started to provide passenger services on the 2 line. This coach remained mainly for short mixed or passenger services. In 1963, it was reclassified as second class without undergoing any modification. It stopped circulating during the 70s with the arrival of the Neapolitan coaches. This coach is wrongly identified as CV-124, 14th plaque. Lathe, C. Anthony and Amaral Limitada, Lisbon, Portugal, 20th century. FMNF BRA 002409. Machine tool for roughing, turning, facing, cutting, and threading. The turning of the workpiece is done by combining the rotational movement of the spindle, where the workpiece is fixed, and the forward movement of the cutting tool happens. Originally, this machine could have belonged to the Mirandela Workshop Complex, Companhia Nacional. The date of its introduction is unknown, but in 1915, this workshop was probably equipped with machines and tools that would allow it to carry out maintenance and repair the rolling stock and the construction or assembly of vans and new vehicles with great autonomy. 15th plaque. Light manual or mechanical planner of an iron. Selig, Sonnenthal and Company, London, England. 19th, 20th century. FMNF BRA 002411. Flattening machine designed to flatten the faces of the pieces of wood exposed to the action of its cutting tool. Operated manually, the continuous back and forth movement of the plate and the cutting tool performs a depression, cutting the material of the part to be flattened. Originally, this machine could have belonged to the Companhia Nacional, which has 2 workshop complexes, one in Mirandela and another in Viseu. The date of its introduction is unknown, but in 1915 the workshop of Mirandela was probably equipped with machines and tools that would allow it to carry out maintenance and repair the rolling stock and the construction or assembly of vans and new vehicles with great autonomy. 16th plaque. Drilling tool. Selig, Sonnenthal and Company, London, England. 19th, 20th century. FMNF BRA 002410. Main machine tool for drilling. This operation has the purpose of opening, boring, extending, lowering, finishing, or rectifying holes on existing parts. The diameter of the hole is variable. The cutting tool, fixed on the tool holder, is called a drill. This has a continuous rotation movement and a forward rectilinear movement according to the drilling axis, manual or automatic movement, and the approach of the drill to the workpiece. Originally, this machine could have belonged to the Mirandela Workshop Complex, Companhia Nacional. The date of its introduction is unknown, but in 1915, this workshop was probably equipped with machines and tools that would allow it to carry out maintenance and repair the rolling stock and the construction or assembly of vans and new vehicles with great autonomy. 17th plaque. Locomotive. CPE 55. Type of vehicle, steam tank locomotive. Gauge, 1000 millimeters. Narrow gauge railway. Company of origin, Companhia Nacional, CN. Builder, Maschinenfabrik Emil Kessler, Esslingen, Germany. Year of construction, 1889. Serial number, CPE 55. Number of units, 6 units. CPE 51 to CPE 56. Company of origin, until 1947. CN1 to CN6. Down. After 1974, CPUIC 3059 051 to 056. Other designations, respectively, Beira Alta, Viseu, Santa Comba, Tondela, Dão, and Viriato. Tract of effort, 3,675 kilograms. Tar, 25,000 kilograms. Supply capacity, 3,000 liters of water, 800 kilograms of coal. The locomotives were acquired in 1889 by the Companhia Nacional, CN, for the Dão line, from Santa Comba Dão to Viseu, where they circulated until 1947. These were standardized and would be very similar to the previous order, CPE 80, which facilitated maintenance and operation. In the CN, besides the numbering, they were given names associated with the history and geography of the territory they were going to operate in, which distinguished them from those of the TUA with similar numbering. This one was named Dão. In 1950, already integrated in the Companhia dos Caminhos de Ferro Portugueses, CP, with the service of the first gasoline engines and the distribution of the material in the CP network, it was transferred to the TUA line to compensate the output of locomotives to the other lines, where it remained until 1977, circulating mainly in the section between Foz Tua and Mirandela, in mixed service and maneuvered trains in the TUA station. Under management of the CP, they underwent modifications that resulted in slight differences, all of them keeping the pavilion open at the back. 18th plaque, exterior. Water tower, narrow gauge railway. Cortiços railway station. 74,669 kilometers, TUA line, Macedo Cavaleiros, Portugal. October 15th, 1905. FMNF BRA 002,569. Steam traction support equipment, designed to supply circulating steam locomotives with water. The horizontal arm can be positioned over the locomotive water tank. For this purpose, it has the appropriate measure which allows the supply in a narrow gauge railway. It comes from the Cortiços railway station, located on the section between Romeu and Macedo Cavaleiros, and came into service on October 15, 1905. It belongs to the public railway.
Text 13. Museum Technical Acknowledgements. National Railway Museum of Bragança. Technical Acknowledgements. Management and Coordination. Hernani Dias. Project Management. João Rodrigues, Bragança City Council. Maria José Teixeira, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Museology. Ana Souza, CP Portuguese Trains. EPE. Carla Serapicos Silvério, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Daniel Duarte, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Eduardo Beira, Chairman UNESCO, Life on Land, University of Porto. Hugo Silveira Pereira, New University of Lisbon, York University. Mara Covas, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Maria José Teixeira, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Nuno Silvério Barrento, Infrastructures of Portugal AS, APAC, Friends of the Railway Association. Paulo Azevedo, Infrastructures of Portugal AS, IP, Property, Real Estate Administration and Management AS. Museography. Daniel Duarte, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Ana Fontes, Armando Ginestal Machado National Railway Museum Foundation. Gema Digital. Content Management. Carlos Separico Silvério, Armando Genestal Machado, National Railway Museum Foundation. Research and Production of Contents. Ana Souza, CP Portuguese Trains, EPE. Carlos Separico Silvério, Armando Genestal Machado, National Railway Museum Foundation. Eduardo Beira, Chairman UNESCO, Life on Land, Porto University. Fernanda Rodrigues, Infrastructures of Portugal, AS. Luís Santos, New University of Lisbon, York University. João Galhardo, National Railway Network, REFER, EP. Retired. Leonor Mendes, Infrastructures of Portugal, SA. APAC, Friends of the Railway Association. Paulo Azevedo, Infrastructures of Portugal, AS. IP, Property, Real Estate Administration and Management, AS. Pedro Meda Magalhães, Porto University, APAC, Friends of the Railway Association. Content Transfer. António Sampaio, Parliamentary Historical Archive. Photographic Archive, Carlos Pinto. CP Portuguese Trains, EPE. Detlef Chicor, Eduardo Beira, Gonçalo Ribeira. Institute for Mobility and Transport, IP, Infrastructures of Portugal, AS. João Cunha, Joan Jacob Smith, Jorge Custódio, José Souza. Martin van der Velden, Pedro André, Pedro Meda Magalhães. Fostua Project, www.fostua.com. RTP, Portuguese Radio and Television, AS. Graphic Design Audiovisual and Multimedia, Gema Digital. Translation, Agostinho Ramos, Polytechnic Institute of Bragança, Gema Digital. Conservation and Restoration, Judith Roque, Armando Genestal Machado, National Railway Museum Foundation. Henrique Souza, Armando Genestal Machado, National Railway Museum Foundation. Conservation and Restoration Nuclei Team of the National Railway Museum. Bragança City Council's Team: Vitor Padrão, Lia João, Clara André, Fernando Chopina. Inventory: Mara Covas, Armando Genestal Machado, National Railway Museum Foundation. Movement of Circulating Material, MF, Railway Equipment Maintenance Company, AS and Team. Institutional Support: CP Portuguese Trains, EPE. MF, Railway Equipment Maintenance Company, AS and Team. Infrastructures of Portugal, AS. IP, Real Estate Administration and Management. Acknowledgements: CP Portuguese Trains, EPE. MF, Railway Equipment Maintenance Company, AS. Infrastructures of Portugal, AS. IP, Real Estate Administration and Management, AS. APAC, Friends of the Railway Association. Institute for Mobility and Transport, IP. Parliamentary Historical Archive, Photographic Archive, Fostua Project. www.fostua.com. António Sampaio, Carlos Pinto, Detlef Chicor, Fernando Pedreira, Gonçalo Ribeira, João Cunha, Joan Jacob Smith, José Souza, Martin van der Velden, Pedro André, Carlos, Train Conductor, André, Jorge Gomes, Head of Station, Valdemar Paes. Bragança City Council, Forte São João Deus, 5300-263, Bragança. Telephone, +351 275 304 200. National Railway Museum, Rua Engenheiro Ferreira de Mesquita, No. 1A, 2330 152, Entroncamento. Telephone, +351 249 130 382, www.fnmf.pt. Technical Acknowledgements. This audio narration was produced within the project Culture for All Bragança of the Municipality of Bragança, financed by the European Social Fund. Reference North 074230 FSE 000058, being developed by the Polytechnic Institute of Bragança. The voice talents in English are by Ricardo Santos and José Luís de Castro. The audio and video editing was by André Pinho. Plaque 1. Kilometer and hectometer milestone. Origin: FMNF BRA, a fixed sign whose purpose was to ensure the safety of the movement of trains. It consists of a prismatic block painted white and placed next to the railway track with a numerical inscription in black corresponding to the kilometre or hectometre in which the indicator is placed. It informs the driving agent of the distance from the origin of the railway line. It belongs to the public railway. Plaque 2. Road sign. Stop, look and listen. Origin. FMNF-BRA. Vertical road sign placed in immediate vicinity of the railway. It indicates the unguarded level crossing location. It comes from the deactivated section of the TUA line. It belongs to the public domain. Plaque 3. Hazard road sign. Unguarded level crossing. Origin 19th to 20th century. FMNF-BRA. Vertical hazard road sign. It indicates the existence or possibility of conditions particularly dangerous to traffic, imposing special attention to the driver. It indicates the proximity of a level crossing without gates or barriers, with or without automatic signaling. In addition to this signal, the sign of unguarded level crossing point with 2 or more routes shall be placed in immediate vicinity of the railway. It belongs to the public domain. Plaque 4. Hazard road sign. Guarded level crossing. Origin 19th to 20th century. FMNF-BRA. Vertical hazard road sign. It indicates the existence or possibility of conditions particularly dangerous to traffic, imposing special attention to the driver. It indicates the proximity of a level crossing with gates or barriers. It belongs to the public domain.